anyone could do this. Anna, you could even do this. You think?
I think so. I think the hard part for me would be knowing what type of paint. I mean,
Well,
you call it epoxy paint. I've never heard of that till today.
Yeah. You go to the hardware store, you tell them what your project is, what you'd like to do, and they'll give you some recommendations on what you can do. Another thing you could also do is take a picture of your porch.
Yeah, that's true.
And then they can see the existing conditions on it, tell you whether or not you need some primer or something like that. Nowadays with cell phone cameras, it's so good, no matter what your project is, before you go to the hardware store, make sure you take a picture of whatever it is. That way the salesperson can help you more easily, more effectively.
You know, Joe, what I thought was really smart that you did was measure this porch. So you know how much paint to buy.
Well, I measured it just in case, just on the off chance it was going to help me decide whether or not if I could have gotten this material in quart cans, and I would have to decide, okay, can I do it in 2 quarts? Is that going to be a little cheaper than a whole gallon of paint, or what have you? Now I can feel my roller. It's going. You hear that?
No, I wasn't.
That's because I didn't have enough paint on my roller. Okay, so always build it up. Make sure you get enough paint on there. Don't try to skimp. Okay? This is not the time to skimp. Now, obviously, this is only the first coat. After this dries, we're going to put a second coat on there. But I still want to get a full measure of paint on here. Okay?
Do you have to put like some sort of seal on top of this in case people walk or?
What, after this paint dries?
Yes.
I wouldn't, because this is on the exterior. This is a porch. You're going to get moisture on here when it rains or mist in the air, anything like that. You don't want to get this slippery, so I would not recommend applying any sealer over this. Okay?
But it won't chip away with people's boots or shoes?
Well, I don't think so. It's like an epoxy type paint.
Okay.
And again, I'm going to have extra, and it's not going to dry in the can, which is nice. And I'll have plenty of paint for the future, for future touch-ups and that kind of stuff.
So when we need touch-ups, we can call you?
Yes. If I'm around, I'll help you out. But if I'm not, it's another reason why you're here.
Yes.
To learn how to do it. And even if you don't want to do it, you could show the next volunteer what to do.
I could just show them this video.
You could just show them the video too, that's right. Ha ha. Good boy. You just have to be aware of stuff. We're using red paint, obviously. I don't want to think and go blow and go along the edge and then oops, get it all over the place. But I have a game plan. If I get any spills on the walls, we got existing paint in another paint can to touch up the walls if we have to. Okay, see, I'm just building up a little bit. I just dab that a little, and then I can take where these ridges are. That's why I keep rolling that. I'm not trying to paint the paint tray. I'm getting some of the excess paint off before I put it down. I don't want to just set it in there in one area and then put it on, because then your paint roller is going to go du-du-du-du-du-du-du. You're not going to get a nice even amount on it. And if your concrete looks suspect, you might even want to think about cleaning your concrete porch with muriatic acid or some sort of etched cleaner, let's say. But I decided we didn't really need to do that here because we had some of the excess red paint from years ago that was coming off, or that was wearing through, and we're pretty much using that as a seal, as a sealer, a primer on the concrete. This was raw concrete. I would not suggest painting directly over that. You'd have to get some sort of sealer on there first. Always have a plan how you're putting it on for your exit route.
It does look very
I did a
nice.
little thought process, got all my stuff on the stairs, ready to get out of here, got the masking tape ready. We even have a sign that says wet paint. Just so that nobody walks up here unexpectedly thinking it's dry. That's the last thing we want to happen.
So you do a lot of preparation before you start this project, obviously,
Yeah.
because before you started, you already had all the sign made,
Well,
tape ready.
that and, you know, you ever heard anybody talk about paint? It's all in the prep, baby.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's all the prep work. Anybody can throw some paint on there, but if you're not ready for it, it's going to show in the overall product. Okay, I've got a little bit more to do, and we're done with the first coat. Oh yeah.